Welcome to the Empty Netters podcast. Can you believe what this has become?
There was a full 48 hours where I felt like I was like literally Superman.
Jumbo loves playing Fortnite, so he gets on the sticks.
Did TR show you the sauna cycle, or was that all?
No, I invented that.
Almost a year now that I haven't taken a body check. That's kind of nice.
Finished tonight with some chicken fingers and a few Guinnesses right into you guys.
Yeah.
That's where this pod came to life.
Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast brought to you by BetMGM, which is now live in Missouri. Unbelievable. I'm your host, Dan Powers, on the sticks over here. Sean Buff Daddy, we're taking it back. We're taking it back. Sean Buff Daddy on the sticks. And to my left, my co-host, a man who, when we were kids and we shared bunk beds, used to lean over the top and spit on my face. Chris Bowers.
As always, but we would do the Big Daddy thing, you know.
What do you mean we?
We
Like,
had fun. We had a good
You're
time.
acting like I was an active participant in getting spat on.
We had a good time. You know what was funny though is you would be mad every time I couldn't suck it back up and it would hit you. You'd get mad, but you would laugh, like you would be sitting under it, being like, "Don't do it." But
This
you
is
could have just gone under the bed and been like, "I'm unavailable."
This is like that episode of Succession where Roman is like, "You guys used to put me in a cage and treat me like a dog."
Yeah,
And Connor's like, "Yeah, you loved it.
You did love
it.
It
was like a whole thing."
you did love it. You could have slid under the bed.
I liked sleeping on the edge. Dude.
Yeah, I remember so well, like it hitting, and then you'd be like, "No," and I was like, "Well, this is your fault."
You are.
We had good times. We had
You're a terrorist.
good times.
Unbelievable.
We had good times.
Unbelievable. We've got a great episode today. Great stuff. Tons of hot ice to get into. You will see the professors with all of the picks, and at long last, you folks have been asking for it as screenwriters, as hockey people. There's a show that needs our review. The people have been begging for it. Heated Rivalry, episode 1, will be reviewed by this crew later in this episode.
Ever heard of it?
Ever heard of it? Let's get into some hot ice, things going on in the league. Before we get into our big segments, did you see that the Dallas Stars have killed 29 straight penalties? 9 straight games.
9 straight games.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's unbelievable.
I want to see what their percentage is.
They're not first. I couldn't believe it. I was like, they must be first in the league. And they're not, because the beginning of the season, it was so tough.
Wait, dude.
They're like 8th.
Yeah, dude, they're 7th. I didn't see him at first, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Isn't that crazy?
that is preposterous."
Yeah, they're on
29 in a row.
They are on an absolute tear, 29 in a row. Last time they gave up a power play goal was against Calgary in a 6-2 loss, I believe. Or not 6-2 loss, but maybe it was a 6-2. Well, they lost to Calgary on like November 25th.
Dude, you cannot be killing 29 straight penalties and then be 7th.
It's crazy, but this is how you get better.
This is how you get better. There's only one way to get better is kill all of them.
That is true. Last night, we had a crazy day of hockey. And this is why hockey's the best, dude. It's a random Tuesday.
Yeah.
If you're sitting here being like, "Oh, I'm a football fan. I need my football. Oh, what do I do on Tuesday?" I'm here to tell you, you had crazy games last night. We had so many wild upsets. My favorite thing last night was the Nashville Predators beat the Colorado Avalanche and the Buffalo Sabres beat the Edmonton Oilers in a shootout and an OT.
Yep.
And that is like, that's hockey.
That's the game.
That's the game, baby. But last night, we had a ton of comebacks and last-minute goals, set an NHL record
That's so sick.
for goals scored in the final 15 seconds in the same night. Shout out to our boy Jazz. Christian
Yeah,
Scripps
dude,
found
what a
that
pull.
stat. Unbelievable. Your boy Beckett Seneca starts the vibe, scoring with 1 second left, sending the Ducks to a shootout to beat the Pens.
Dude, you know when the green light goes on.
Did you see that play?
Yeah.
Dude, Eric Carlson and Shelob are in trouble for that. That was tough.
It's bad bounce.
It was a tough bounce. It was a really tough bounce.
Bad bounce, and honestly, it's get pucks to the net. Get pucks to the net. It was kind of a sick. Carlson's the one that hits it in, right?
Yeah, it goes off his glove.
Who does he? He kind of walks someone.
He walks the whole team. It's like it was shocking. I think Pitt was like, the game's over.
Yeah.
Like Beckett gets that puck, and Pitt is surely all of their players, because I'm pretty sure the Ducks were shorthanded too.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And I felt like all of Pittsburgh was just like, I mean, there's 5 seconds left, Beckett. What are you doing?
God.
Calm down, pal. Calm down. And then he just takes a little walk in the park.
Dude, you know when you're like dangling, but you're kind of losing it the whole time? Like he literally is like, the puck will go and then someone else will whiff it. I actually find that is, well, not that I don't get beat cleanly, sometimes too, I do. Yeah. But I find that's actually when I get beat the most in beer league, when someone like whiffs it, because I'm like leaning for where I think it's going, and then it actually is sliding by my feet, and I'm like, whoa, whoa.
And then like it hits your skates, and then back off their skates,
and then
what
you're
the
like, fuck?
And
dude.
then on the bench we're like this plug, and you're like,
exactly.
It wasn't my fault.
And then he comes in and just passes it out in front, and Eric Carlson picks it up and goes like this, boom, tie game.
Dude. Okay, that is not far off from what it looked like what happened. It's like the play, that's one of those plays where you imagine guys on the Pens turn to Carlson and they're like,
and he goes, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Tough.
I apologize. Beckett, first rookie to 25.
Yeah.
To 25 points.
And then the Duckies.
He's incredible.
Ended up winning that one, like we said, in the shootout. Then Vegas, Islanders, Skorofeyev, sent the Knights and the Islanders to OT after a big comeback from the Isles with 14 seconds left, and then the Isles finished the job in the shootout. Heineman with the goal. That was a brutal collapse by the Knights. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, they were dominating that game.
Yeah.
And then these pesky Isles, man.
Oh, dude, they...
very pesky.
I mean, God, what have they been since Palmieri went out?
They are...
I was like, they're done.
They're 5-4-1 in their last 10.
Hanging around.
But yeah, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, they feel like the Palmieri injury is brutal, and it feels like maybe they get a couple of injuries here and there, and it's like, oh yeah, they'll fall out, or they'll be floating around that wild card spot, but they keep hanging on to that third spot.
They're fine. They're fine.
Really solid. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Isles.
Skorofeyev, where you been? Where you been?
Yeah.
Some of us
have financial stability.
Saw you score like 9 goals in 3 games to start the year, playing with Jack and Marner, and put responsibly.
My financial future is standing on you scoring more goals
to win the Rocket, not just score.
Shh! Don't say it out loud.
Well, it's dead. I'll say whatever I want. He might never score again. Nathan McKinnon has 50 goals already.
I know.
Skorofeyev is going to finish the year with 25, and I'm going to go, thank you. Thanks for coming out.
When he finishes the year with like 42 goals and you are besmirching his name and shitting all over him, and I'm right next to you, he's going to go, what did I do to you? And I'm going to go like this. I will never financially recover.
Yeah, you bankrupt me, dude. He's got 12,
bro. Oilers were down 3-0 heading into the third against the Sabres, and McDavid scored 2 of 3 to tie it up, including one that just fell onto his stick in the last couple seconds. Boom. Slotted it home. But Tucky scored an OT to stop the Sabres skid. You love to see it.
Well, how do you feel when you
are the Sabres in that situation?
No, because you just win. Who cares?
I actually disagree.
Oh, okay.
I think, you know what? I think I've started to, I want to try something new. Positivity, Dan. When teams like the Sabres feel like they're in no man's land, instead of talking about how they're in no man's land, maybe we need to start focusing on the good. Maybe we need to start going, yeah, we're bad. We are in last place in the East.
But that's just a number?
That's just a number.
Yep.
Maybe we talk about the fact that we've got a couple thoroughbreds like Tage Thompson and Rasmus Dahlin on this team. Maybe we talk about the fact that there are phenomenal buffalo wings in this city. There's a great roller rink in this city. The entire city smells like cereal.
Rink, dude. That is so real.
Alex Iafalo's family has one of the greatest restaurants that has ever existed in this city.
Also true.
Maybe we talk about those things. Maybe we talk about the fact that Josh Allen is back.
Well,
maybe.
The Bills stink.
The Bills are good.
Dude, the Bills
They don't stink.
Dude. I guess they don't have any. I don't know how good they were supposed to be. Yeah, they're 9-4. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So let's talk about some good things. Get the vibe.
6-1 at home. Bills 6-1 at home.
Get the vibes going in Buffalo.
It's a road problem. The more they go away from Buffalo, the more problems they have.
Exactly.
That's it.
So hey, Sabres, good win. I didn't like that you were up 3-0 in the third, and then the game went to overtime. But Good win.
Good win.
You got the 2 points all the same. So you were going to say, do you feel good when what?
When you're the Oilers, when you go, sometimes when you come all the way back like that, I think now you're going to win. And then when you don't, do you still go, well, that's fucking hell of a point though?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think when you're down 3-0 in the third period and you manage a point from that game, you're like, nice. But I also, this is what we were talking about earlier. I do think that this is another game where Colin McDavid looks at everyone and goes, what more do you want me to do?
You all suck.
Finally, Cale Makar scored with 8 seconds left to get his 10th of the year. Ridiculous. And send the game to OT where the Preds would then win. But unbelievable night of hockey, dude.
Unbelievable night of buzzer beaters.
Do we need to establish a Mark Wahlberg rule?
Okay.
How many, specifically the Oilers game, how many fans do you think left these games?
Ooh. He left 28-3. Is that why you're chirping him?
Yeah.
That's actually fucking insane.
It's fucking insane, dude. It's one of the biggest black marks. Mark Wahlberg beat the shit out of a person in the Boston streets, left the game 28-3 early. This is worse.
Yep. Where does would have stopped 9/11 land?
The fact that he didn't stop 9/11 is just below 28-3.
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Also, I shouldn't even do this, dude. I shouldn't do it.
Can you believe Mark Wahlberg could have stopped 9/11?
Yep.
Did you know that?
He's so selfish of him that he wasn't on the plane.
It's absolutely insane.
Does he apologize to the families?
Individually? I'm sorry I didn't get on that flight. Ridiculous.
I shouldn't do this, but since I sung his praises last ep, because when you were like, you puked on the plane. And I was like, yeah, Flip, shout out Flip, bachelor party.
Yeah.
Flip changed his flight during 28-3.
And the fact that he didn't change it again, we won
I hate to do it to him.
We won
He's
that
gonna
game.
Hear this.
Oh yeah, as he should. He should be ashamed. And he has the audacity to get on our ass every now and then about being on the wall. I'm like, you changed your flight, you coward. And then you didn't change it again. We could have had an all-time night.
Didn't change it back.
But he didn't change it back.
And I'm one of those psychos that I'm like, maybe Flip changing his flight is what turned it around.
Yeah, but then after the game had already been won, change it again.
So I'm not even mad at him for the first change. I'm mad at him for the non-second change.
Mark Wahlberg rule.
So what do? You just go, you're not a fan?
You know those things, you go into airports now and you just walk into a Hudson News type store that has snacks and shit, and you tap your credit card and then you go in and you just grab stuff and leave, and the cameras pick up.
Dude, go on. I got something to tell you.
This is what I'm proposing. If you leave a game early and then your team comes back and ties it, not even wins, comes back and ties it, I need cameras in that stadium that capture you, and then the next time you buy a ticket, you get and it goes, you've been pee-pee whacked. One game. You are banned for one game. And it's not like it's the next time you try to go and buy a ticket.
Yeah.
The next time you try to walk through those doors, the cameras will get you and go, and they go, you left early. Mark Wahlberg. You've been Mark Wahlberg.
Dude, at the IntoIt Dome, where the Los Angeles Clippers play, they have their own app, the IntoIt Dome app.
That's awful or sick.
Well, when you get a ticket, they're like, you need to download the IntoIt Dome app. You literally have to. You cannot. Are there even paper tickets anymore? Can you?
I actually don't. You know what? I have something happened to me recently where at a Kings game, one printed out for me. It's not those cool cardboardy ones.
Yeah, right.
It was kind of flimsy and lame.
Because, dude, I got, this is an insane tangent, but I got Lana Kings tickets for her grandkids and stuff.
Oh my God, that's so nice of you.
And
this is his dry cleaner.
And she's incredible. She's a pillar of the
How many
community.
tickets did you get her?
8.
You're fucking joking.
8 tickets.
You're fucking joking.
8 ticks.
You got 8 tickets for your dry cleaner.
Whole family going.
Did you spend $1,000?
Whole family going, Dan. It's Christmas.
You're fucking psycho.
But here's the thing. I don't even know how to, I'm about to go there, Sean, and pick up a suit and go like this. I got the tickets. And she's going to go, thank you so much. She's going to say it nicer than that. She's going to be like, this is incredible gesture. Thank you so much. But then she's going to put her hand out and I'm going to go, here's the thing. I'm going to need you to download the AXS app. I'm going to need you to create an account. And then I need you to give me that email. I'm going to transfer the tickets to you. You need to accept that transfer and then have the app on you because screenshots do not get entry because the image refreshes every 10 seconds. And she's going to go, literally, never mind. I don't want to go to the game anymore. So like, I don't understand how do, and I'm not calling her old, but I'm saying, how do elderly people attend sporting events in 2025?
Yeah. Like, we've all got that friend's parent who still has like an old ass phone.
How do you go to a game?
I don't know.
You can't go.
You need someone else to have your ticket on you.
Anyway, the IntoIt Dome, you have to download the app. You download the app, then your ticket's on there. After that, pal, you don't do shit. You arrive at the arena and the phone, it knows that you are ticketed. It goes, come on in. And then, dude, there isn't a single cashier register anywhere in the stadium. You just walk in and grab
stuff.
Food, beers, anything you want, and then you leave and your credit card has just been charged for whatever you do.
That is fucking genius.
Dude,
did it feel efficient?
Oh, buddy. I mean, I guess it's a Clippers game, so like it wasn't that bad. I don't know. It was okay. It was kind of
unbelievable ricochet shot at the Clippers.
Just trying to be honest. I saw Chris Paul's last points at IntoIt Dome. He was promptly released. I'm kind of a legend for that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But dude, you just grab whatever you want, Dan.
That's amazing.
And then bounce. Actually, there's one person there when you're walking out of some of the places, and his only job is you got to open that beer. Like I was just grabbing beers and like had cruising around.
And like then you walk and he's like, Shh.
No, you can open it, but he's just like, you got to open that.
Oh, he says it to you.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's my bad.
What do they do that for? They think you're going to like walk out or like stuff it in your pants?
No, it is a projectile.
Oh.
You can throw it closed and do real damage. Throw it open, it's spilling the whole way.
Yeah, that's worse.
I agree.
I would rather Chris Paul on his swan song get domed by a pounder of Coors Light than a one-sipped pounder of Coors Light be grenaded onto the court, spilling on everyone, and then doming Chris Paul.
It's like a little bit of hardship for a lot of people, or just a really bad day for one person.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to take that chance.
I completely agree, dude. This is like when we talk about Waymos and their calculation of like if they're driving and there's like a baby in the street and then a group of elderly people. It's a numbers game, dude. Yeah. Like you run over that baby.
Hit the baby.
Just run over the baby.
I'll make sure to clip that part.
Yeah. It's perfect. Okay, so we're going to take the IntoIt technology
model
to Wahlberg people.
You walk out, you are not welcome back in.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, let's get into the Boston Bruins.
The Boston Stranglers. Could that work if they had a great D? Like if they were just like, where are they in goals against in the league?
Well, wasn't the Boston Strangler was a real thing?
Yeah, he was strangling people.
Yeah, not to be confused with the Scranton Strangler.
Yeah. See, the Bruins are too high in goals against, but I'm here to say that if the Bruins ever touch top 5 in the league goals against,
we call them the Boston Stranglers.
Is
that in bad taste?
No. It's been enough time. When was that?
We can start. Yeah, what's that Michael Scott rule? There's a lot of office talk going on right now. There's
1960s.
18. Oh, that's
1960s.
19. That's pretty close, dude.
No, it isn't.
What is the statute of limitations
50
on?
50 years.
50 years.
We're at 60.
Convenient.
We're at 63.
Yeah. All right. Let's strangle people.
They
in
will
Boston.
be the Boston Stranglers if and only if they become top 5 goals against.
What would you do if this episode comes out and then next week we see a report that someone was strangled in Boston? Would you feel bad?
No.
You'd be like this. It was fine. It was in good taste.
I said it. I couldn't have known.
Okay.
I could not have known.
Okay.
And also, if his strangling, serial killing spree, I think he's killing them or just strangling them and releasing.
There is no way that the Boston Strangler was edging people with strangulation.
I think it's a strangle.
It was just like
release.
He was running around being like, "Oh, you're close." Gives people a new appreciation for life.
Yeah,
that's what the Boston Strangler was doing.
And then it's in good taste.
Yeah.
If the strangle and release, if the strangle serial killer goes on a run, which I could not have known.
Sure.
But then simultaneously the Bruins skyrocket to top 5 in the league goals against during the serial killing run, then I will.
You'll still call the Bruins the
and
Boston
I'll root
Strangler
for him to continue.
because it's clearly having a direct correlation with the Bruins being good at defense.
Yes.
And
I know a lot of people in Boston.
That is
to be very clear. This
yeah.
isn't like if you press this button, a random person dies and you get $1 million.
If someone started serial strangling people in Boston again, the chances are pretty high that we would know one of them.
Yeah, which is
and it's a risk you're willing to take.
But top five goals against,
pretty good. Pretty good.
Speaking
of pretty good, we're 31 games into the season, and the Bees are tied in points at top of the Atlantic. Pasta came back last night to the lineup. Boom. Immediately 3 assists and a 5-2 win over the Blues. McAvoy is still out after going full Kanye West and having his jaw wired shut.
Like an absolute union beast. August mess.
But the Bees have 3 straight wins. Morgan Geekie is the best goal scorer in the league. And we're officially, dude, I think, at a point where this Bees team is good. This is not they got off to a hot start. We're more than a third into the season.
These trends don't go away. I've said this the other day where it's like in a season.
Yeah.
Once it's established, it's very rare that a team's like, we were in the mixer and then we're now horrible.
Yeah. And we just saw like a 5-game stretch without your 2 best players.
I know.
And they're still winning.
The 2 things, the 2 big things, I guess, because I don't count Pasta as a big thing because he's doing exactly what he does every fucking season. The big things are Geekie being a machine. And obviously he scored a bunch last year, but just being a machine, and Sway returning to form.
Let's talk about Sway.
But just before you do, because I know you want to get into that, I just want to say about the Bees, we went on Chicklets and I said to Mike that if you gun to my head, do they make playoffs? And I was like, I don't think so. As fun as this has been, I don't think so.
I said the same thing. I was like, I think they're going to be they're going to be clawing at that wild card all season because this team is good,
and they're still not definitely in because there's a lot of bullshit
so
behind
tight.
them.
It's so tight.
But now I'm less sure because on Chicklets I was like, they're not making it. I just think they deserve so much credit for this rebuild, this retool, if you will. But they're sneaky dangerous if they get in.
Yeah, man, no question about it. So let's talk about Sway. In 4 of his last 5 games, these are all wins. He gave up 2 goals with a .923 save percentage, 1 goal with a .967 save percentage, 2 goals with a .923, and 1 goal with a .977.
Jesus Christ.
He's playing so well.
He's not worth the money.
Dude, they go to...
He's not worth it. Why would you pay it back up? He was so selfish in his negotiations. What a piece of shit.
You're all buttholes.
Go back under the bridge,
you trolls.
Christ.
He's been unbelievable. They get to a shootout at overtime. Boom, they win. I think what you were saying earlier, I wrote down they're too good to be out of it and certainly too good to tank. So it's like what's cool about this group now is I feel like if they miss playoffs, maybe fans, but definitely they will be like, that's unacceptable. This group is not, I don't think they're going out and winning and they're going, we're overachieving. They're going, no, this is us. We're fucking good. And I can't begin to talk about how many times I've brought up Zadorov and the fact that he's got an A on his sweater. He's clearly such a leader with this group. And what he, Kastelik, and Jeannot have brought in terms of how fucking gritty this team is and how brutal they are to play against, you can really see that. In a day and age where big tough teams aren't that prevalent in the NHL anymore, the Bruins are a big tough team, and I think it sucks playing against them,
which I thought was going to happen last year, and then just didn't at all.
Yeah,
they were in fact easy to play against, lovely to play against,
that's a little mean.
No, they were. I assure you. And this year, that attitude has come back in a big way. And one thing that has gone, at least for us, or for me, I guess, but on this show, very under the radar, because we did quarter season awards. And I said Dan Muse, Coach of the Year, because of the Penguins run. You had said Quenneville.
Yep.
Because, of course. But all that talk when the Bruins hired Marco Sturm, that was like, he can really maximize the talent from a roster.
Totally.
Which is what I'm not comparing him to, I'm not saying he's Bill Belichick, but that's what they used to say about Bill, where he would just find what you're good at and then get the most out of you. I think Teddy Bruschi was like, if you picture a wet towel and you wring it out, that's everything this player could give you. Bill was the best at that.
Yeah.
And they probably, because of the success they've had over the years, maybe aren't getting the hype that the Ducks are getting because they haven't been good, or the Penguins because they've been bad the last few years. But to me, as a Bruins fan, I'm curious what Bruins fans think that watch this team a ton. This is an insane turnaround to me. When I watch this, I go, Marco Sturm deserves a ton of credit.
Oh,
because
immense credit.
This team was bad last year. Was embarrassing towards the end of the season when you were like, all right, this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
We're like in dead last.
Yeah.
And now you're in the mix.
Yeah. And what's crazy, man, is you look at this team and genuinely everyone is playing well.
Yeah.
Like you kind of look at everyone's stats and you're like, oh, you're doing exactly what I need you to do, if not more. Yep. And, obviously Geeky, we've talked about so much with 22 goals in the season, but like Zacha, it looks as good as he's ever been. Elias Lindholm, 18 points in 21 games. Like that's exactly what they signed. McAvoy has been fantastic. Obviously, when he comes back, will be even better. Arvidsson has been great.
Crazy.
Casey Middlestat is kind of finding a good little run. But the ones that I really want to point out, because you could bring up everyone, Fraser Minton, who is I am obsessed with this kid, with how good he is at D and just everything about his game. But 6 goals, but also Alex Steeves, 6 goals. And I want to know, if you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, how you feel about that. Because the Bruins have your draft pick, and then they have these 2 kids who just look like a blast with this team.
It's awesome when I see, if I miss the game and I'm cruising the box score and I just see those guys pumping in goals, big goals.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those ones where, Toronto has enough to complain about.
Yeah.
They're not concerned about that, but it's just another rock in your shoe,
Yeah.
You go, damn it. I'm in public. I can't take my shoe off for another hour.
Yeah.
And I got to walk around like this. That's how it feels.
And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Them.
We were talking about Sway. So I want to talk about USA goalies.
Do it.
We're getting closer here. It's December 10th. December 31st is when we need all of the rosters set for the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
February 6th is when the games begin. Hellebuck, who was the starting goaltender for USA, Hart Trophy winner last year, could be back in action next week.
Yep.
So mid-December, we could have Helly back in the Jets lineup, and then you've got the rest of December and all of January for him to keep. So like anyone who's thinking injuries might be certainly keeping him out of contention, that is gonzo.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about Hellebuck, Swayman, Otter, and Spencer Knight. I think Spencer Knight deserves to be in this conversation.
Absolutely.
Had a great year. Sway, 12-7 on the year, 2.70 goals against, .913 save percentage. Otter, 14-4-2, 2.49 goals against, .909 save percentage. Spencer Knight, 9-6-5, 2.62 goals against, .914 save percentage. And Connor Hellebuck, 8-6, 2.51 goals against, .913 save percentage. I was shocked with how similar
it's
all
crazy.
of these guys are.
The crazy, here's what sucks. Actually, it doesn't suck. Earlier this year, not that long ago, I think I would have said Otter, there's a chance Otter loses his job to Spencer Knight, which I know it sounds the same because he was the one at Four Nations going, I should be the starter. He was the one at Four Nations getting time over Sway. And then he was the one in playoffs that was like, I'm going to beat Connor Hellebuck to show you that it's not totally fair. It's not totally 1-to-1, but he's like, look, I'm the better goalie in the playoffs. Boom. So to now go, actually, Otter's the one who's out with like a hurt Helly and a Spencer Knight. You're like, what are you talking about? But He really picked it up, which has changed the equation. So unfortunately for Spencer Knight, I think it's a Ryder Cup situation. You have to beat them. Like, you can't just be like, I'm level, because they're gonna go, no, dude. and I'm so proud of you. You know I'm a Spencer Knight stan, and I hope he makes whatever. There's gonna be international play coming out our ears over the next decade.
Oh my God!
I hope he gets a million runs at it. But this year, after Four Nations, the way these guys are playing, I don't see a universe where they don't just take these three guys.
Completely agree. I think all four of these guys are unbelievable.
Yep.
They're playing fantastic. But yes, if this pace stays for all of them, you simply can't unseat someone.
What if Spencer Knight, like, how many games does he probably have left before the 31st? 20 days, so call it 10.
Yeah.
I'd call it 8, 9 games. What if he literally goes like 8-0 with 3 shutouts? Do you think they would go, fuck, he's so hot right now, take him?
Well, that's the problem, is like,
they don't play for a whole month.
Yeah, it's like another month. Like, he could cool way off.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
because if the answer is no to that, then we are saying there's essentially literally nothing he can do to make this team, which might be true.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the case.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we're at December 10th and all 3 of those other guys are in such great form that it's like he did everything he could have. And I just don't know that you can unseat someone.
There's no way Hellebuck loses his roster spot, in my opinion. I think he's
unless Hellebuck comes back here like next week. Because again, it's the 10th as we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say by the 16th, Hellebuck comes back. There's still 15 days.
Yeah.
In that 15 days, if he re-aggravates himself.
Yes, injury.
And there's it's like, oh, dude, he's like injured. There is a world where they're like, we're not going to take an injured goalie. But I don't know what the rules are. Let's say like you go to Milan and in game 1, Hellebuck like pulls his groin. Then you only have 2 goalies on the roster. Can you bring an emergency goalie?
Can. Great call. You certainly can.
So maybe
actually
he will
1000% be named unless he's like hurt. Unless
unless between now and the 31st, Hellebuck goes on season-ending IR. Yep. He is on this team.
Yes, with Spencer Knight on Ready 5, Maverick Ready 5.
Yes.
But I was going to ask you, is there any world, and I'm being hyperbolic, I'm asking you to be hyperbolic. Spencer Knight comes back, he goes, Hellebuck comes back, and he goes, I'm completely healthy, and they pick him, and then he plays games from December 18th through February 1st.
Yeah.
But he goes 0-6 and looks like road playoff Helly.
Yeah.
Does he not start game 1 of the Olympics?
Okay. Rupper talked about this the other day, and Rupper was like, Jeremy Swayman is my starter.
I agree, but I'm curious what you think. Yeah.
I think we talked about maybe last week or the week before that Hellebuck is the starter no matter what. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Really?
I really don't. And I frankly,
if he plays fine, he is. If he comes back and plays like these numbers, I promise you he'll be starting.
I think that's the case too, but I don't think it's that's his fucking net, man. I really don't think so.
He does.
Yep, as he should. Mm-hmm. But I think Sway and I think Otter are going, I should start for this team.
Yep.
And I think that's great. I think that's the mentality you need to have. And what a luxury to have that. But yeah, if I'm Bill Guerin, if I'm anyone in charge of this team, I am not going, Hellebuck is our goalie.
Yeah.
I am being like, I want all of those guys to know you could take this net if you want.
Grabs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think what's fucking cool, and especially, God, if you are the Bruins, if you are the Stars, if you are the Jets, and I will say the Blackhawks too, January is like a tryout for those guys because they all want to fucking start.
Yeah.
So what an electric time.
The cool thing too is in the Olympics, and I'm sure they would all bitch about this, but in the Olympics compared to Four Nations, there is a little bit of runway for some group stage action for the guys. And some teams want just a guy in net the whole time. And maybe if you're if you're running these teams, you go, we need to know who our 1A is coming in.
Yeah.
But in Four Nations, there's really no time to be like,
true.
Well, let's give everyone a start. Because you're like, okay, well, now we're fucked and we're out of the tournament. This, I would be surprised, put it this way, I would be surprised if one of those 3 goalies plays every game in the Olympics. If they're like,
oh, yeah. I mean, I think I completely agree with that. Like, it's interesting. It's not as many games as you think. Like,
right.
It's not that long. So I wouldn't be shocked unless you're on a rip and it's like we're in you have games to spare. But I wouldn't be shocked if someone starts every game.
I would be.
Yeah, like I think you said you wouldn't be surprised. Like I think I'd be slightly surprised. I don't know.
Like this, huh?
Like if someone let's say they go Hellbuck's the starter, and then you win the first 2 games, and then your third game Sway starts. I'd go, whoa, cool. I wouldn't be blown away.
Yeah,
but I'd be like, oh wow,
interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Last bit of discussion in Hot Ice before we jump into our next segment. Sticking with the Olympics. Deputy Commissioner Bill Daley of the NHL recently, in regards to the missizing of the rinks in Milan, said that the NHL players will not go to the Olympics if the ice is deemed unsafe. Now, this wasn't a threat. This wasn't, some big statement. He basically was just going, if it's unsafe, it's unsafe, and we're not sending our players there. I think more than anything, this was Bill Daley going, get your shit together.
Yep.
So there's 2 things I have to say. 1, completely agree with Bill.
If it's unsafe.
City of Milan, get your shit together.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Number 2, Bill, respectfully, you don't need to say this out loud.
Yeah,
we don't need to rile anyone up here.
Have these conversations,
but don't let them get out
internally.
Don't make a statement to the media that you are even whispering this possibility. We just went 12 years without NHL players in the Olympics, and it was terrible.
Yeah, it sucked.
And we're finally back. We're all so happy. Why would you even introduce the possibility that we might lose it again?
It's 4 feet, Bill.
Just calm down.
It's 4 feet.
And it's also like it's 4 feet.
Bill,
relax.
4 feet.
He's right, but I just need him to not say this stuff out loud.
I actually loved, someone said that in Olympics moving forward, we will make sure it's the right size. And I agree with that completely. But then there was a comment from Nate, I don't know if you saw, they were like, Nate, what do you think? And he was like, I don't care.
Yeah. The Kachuk boys too were like, they're like, I don't fucking give a shit.
Like Nate just being like, dude, I skate around.
Yeah,
I run into things. I should
give me a pond.
Goal. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. They'll be okay. I do need no one to get hurt though.
It's just like we got to be better.
Yep,
got to be better. All right, let's take a quick ad break and then we will jump into the show
head first
that everyone's talking about, Heated Rivalry. You know already that the best sports book in the game is BetMGM, so we've got to get you involved with all of the good stuff. Get on the Netters team with BetMGM. I'm telling you, the action is there for the taking. Right now, we've got the hat trick jackpot going on. We love an anytime goal scorer. The Professors and the Professor Puckline have been hitting anytime goal scorer left and right. It's insane. We're giving you this opportunity. And here's the thing with the hat trick jackpot, okay? You pick an anytime goal scorer, and if your guy scores, boom, you've won your bet. But also, if they score again and again, and they get the coveted hat trick, you get put in a pot for a chance to win your share of $10,000. So let's get on the train with the hat trick jackpot and start picking anytime goal scorers left and right. And also, here's another thing, okay? If you haven't joined the BetMGM family, first of all, what are you doing? Now is the time. And you can do it with promo code NETTERS, NETTERS, and you will enjoy up to $1,500 in a new player offer on your first wager. $1,500 in bonus bets. That is unbelievable. Make it legendary. Join BetMGM. Get in with the Netters family right now using that code. We're going to hit the hat trick jackpots. We're going to make all these picks. You're going to follow Professor Puckline in our Thursday episodes, and you are going to find a way to get in on the action. It is can't miss stuff. BetMGM has your back. Join today. We are back, and boys, it is time for us to dive deep into the new show, Heated Rivalry. Truly, truly remarkable the way that this has just taken the internet by storm. Everyone talking about it on Hockey X, and they want us to get in the mix. Here's the deal. You started a trend with Pucked.
Yes, sir.
You started reading hockey smut on the podcast. You normalized hockey smut in the hockey podcasting world. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad
Also,
thing.
do you remember binge mode? Of course.
Yes.
Can you say that we're talking about heated rivalry and we're gonna go deep? Can you say that again?
Yeah. Okay. So what we're doing right now is, are we editing this or is this?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We are now about to talk about heated rivalry and we're going to go deep.
Deep.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, I love that.
Well, folks, heated rivalry, a new show about two players in the NHL. Strike that. The Major League Hockey.
Oh,
And they fall in love.
quickly.
They're horned up for each other.
Yep.
So, gents, Sean, your microphone's ready.
My microphone is
What
ready.
is this the first piece of hockey content you've ever watched? Like, have you ever seen
The
a
Mighty
hockey movie?
Ducks.
You've seen the Mighty
Okay,
Ducks.
I've seen the Mighty Ducks.
Okay, so going from Mighty Ducks to heated rivalry is totally normal.
Yeah, it was an exponential curve on that.
Totally normal.
D2, an appropriate title for either one.
So,
Some might say.
unbelievable.
And we are off.
We're off to the races. Off to the races. We're going to go through this show. We're going to give out some awards at the end. We've got, just for people sitting at home watching, we've just watched episode 1 of Heated Rivalry. It's available on HBO. If you are in the U.S. And Canada, it's available on Crave. We're going to give awards at the end. We've got the Two Horned Up award. That's going to be our horniest moment.
Mhm.
We're going to have the What the Fuck Are We Doing Here? And that award is going to be just a moment that felt like it made no sense.
Yep.
And then we've got our Do I Love This award? And that's just going to be a moment in the show where we're like, wait, I'm into this.
This is the best show I've ever seen.
This is the best show I've ever seen. So I'm going to try to usher us through this episode. Right off the bat, we are introduced to our players. We then get team practices in full jerseys with names on the back and all the same color.
Yeah. Lines? What lines?
Who needs them, dude? We've got Ilya Rozanov of Russia and we've got Shane Hollander of Canada, and we have them practicing before pre-draft. They're practicing with their national teams.
Yeah, I think they were doing a World Junior.
Yeah, I think so.
Thing. Yep.
And they're just full game jerseys at practice. No different colors.
Yep.
God knows what's going on
Yep.
the ice. And immediately I was like, let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go here.
Is the first scene the smoking? He's smoking outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
First scene is he's just smoking against a building in a back alley. This is the projected number 1 pick in the NHL draft. He's just alone smoking a dart.
And he's like, "You're so fun to watch."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the fuck is going on right now?"
Interesting stuff.
Okay.
The fact that these two are watching each other practice too, I was like,
Yeah.
so many moments in this show, you're like, if this were happening, people would be like, what's going on here?
Yep.
I gotta say, loved the club music in these scenes. Like, we were just bumping EDM club music during these unbelievable practice montages.
Felt fitting.
Felt fitting, for sure. Then we're getting bits and pieces that we got this tournament going on. These two are about to come head to head in this World Junior battle. And then we get a dose of Shane Hollander's mom.
Yeah.
The typical crazy Asian mom, which was interesting.
Dude, I was surprised this is like after the draft, right? Or something? Or when do you first see the mom? She's like talking to someone.
I think they're sitting at a dinner table and they're talking about like his endorsement, or like, no, they're
before that.
they're at like a gala.
Yeah.
And
there's
or like
a rep talking.
Yeah. And like someone's talking about how he, like, they love, it's after he's been drafted by Montreal.
This is what I thought.
And they're talking about how much they love the fact that he's of Asian
I
descent.
couldn't believe that line.
Yeah, I wonder how Nick Suzuki feels about this show. For Sean, if you're unaware, Sean, Nick Suzuki is the captain of the Montreal Canadiens, and he is of Asian descent. And this felt very on the nose.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was surprised. I was like, oh, whatever. That's just like Hollywood casting. It was that wasn't shocking to me. What was shocking to me was that the like owner of the Montreal team was like this. We're thrilled he's Asian. I was like, are you?
I was like, at that point, I was texting somebody, and when that line happened, I like sprung up to the screen being like, did a human write this?
Yeah.
Or
Like, is that the network exec saying, we're thrilled you cast an Asian to...
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Or is that the character? Like, I think that was a note. I think that was a note from a network exec at Crave that said, we're thrilled he's Asian. And it was accidentally passed to the writers as a script note to have him say that.
Yeah.
And then they had the GM of the Habs say, we're thrilled he's Asian.
Because I thought they were going to laugh at it, but then it's just not brought up again.
It feels like it was written to be a thing of like, look how they're like the higher ups of the Major League Hockey is like manipulating race for appearances. It's clearly a very like appearance orientated organization. But in reality, the way it was directed was that none of the characters reacted to it. Nobody was just dry, just being like, yes.
I was just like, okay, cool, sounds good. So we then get a shot. This was the first moment where I was like, oh my God, this show is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Hollander can't sleep, goes down to the hotel gym. Realistic. Night before Connor Bedard was drafted.
Yep.
Ran into you in the gym. He goes down and he gets on the exercise bike.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before Ilya comes down and joins him on the bike, what was going on that bike?
Mm-hmm.
Shane's on that bike, and it literally felt like he was trying to make himself come, just biking.
Yeah.
Like he was like breathing really heavy with his eyes closed, and it wasn't like an exercise breathe. It was an intense breathe.
Yeah.
It was a horned up breathing.
And then it's like he willed it into existence. Like all his dreams came true.
Truly.
I mean,
It's presumably 3 a.m, and he's eyes closed, like, bike. Yeah. Please, God, Ilya, come and sit next to me on this bike. And then, wouldn't you know it? Boom.
Wait, do we think that the whole show is just his imagination then?
Dude, it's all
the whole
a dream.
thing is
The
a
whole
bike
thing's
ride?
dream.
If the last shot of this show is him on that bike,
Opening his eyes.
that would actually, I would deem this the greatest show ever.
Yeah, me too.
So Ilya comes down. They then get in a fun competition biking. And we've got like 2 full minutes of screen time here.
Yeah.
Of just biking, breathing, and grunting. They then just decide to sit down on the ground, leaning against the wall, staring at each other, covered in sweat.
Mm-hmm.
And they're drinking water with each other, and we get our first cock shot.
Yeah.
Shane just staring at Ilya's cock piece.
Which I need to share. I did not do any research on this show before I watched it. And I didn't know that it was a gay romance thing.
Okay.
And when this shot came, I was like, all right, interesting. What's happening here?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, there's a scene later on when it just, big right turn for me where I went,
we'll get to that.
This is this kind of show.
Yep. Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
I did not know that you were unaware that this
I
is
was
a gay
totally
romance.
unaware.
Yeah, this is based off a hockey smut book with a gay romance.
Which I found out. I did the research afterwards.
You're aware now.
I'm aware now.
Okay. So, yeah, my favorite part about this scene is I checked.
Yep.
2 full minutes of screen time in this scene with 0 words where these two are just drinking water and smiling at each other. 2 full minutes.
That's like 101. Don't do that.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was just like so horny.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Like what I loved about this is like they throw us into the show. They're like, were you expecting a hockey show? Wrong. This is horned up action, baby. Yep. Strap in. And I was like, let's fucking go.
Yep.
So now we're getting like time jumps here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
to say about that
to be very clear, we see these 2 humans get drafted 1 and 2 overall. They're the 2 biggest stars in the hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we're calling this Major League Hockey, but this is presumably based off of the NHL. Yep. We get a flash that says 6 months later, which would be December, November. Like the draft is in June, July.
Yep.
And we're now at an international tournament.
Dude, but I think, though, it's insane. But I think, because the call, what's his name? Ilya?
Yeah.
He has with his dad. They're on TV. He's saying he's like the finals is on New Year's, which is World Juniors.
Sure.
And they would be, like, they can go to World Juniors again because they're 18.
Sure.
So, like, their team would loan them out to World Juniors and they're like, yeah, we're here.
Sure, I suppose. But again, like, the timeline is all over the place.
Well, it's the timeline, if it's World Juniors, is spot on.
Yeah.
But it is funny to me that they were
But let me get to this, because that happens, and it's just like, okay, let's accept it.
Yep.
Let's accept that the number 1 and 2 pick would go to World Juniors if they're this good.
Yep.
Then it says 6 months later again, and we're in October.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know what's going on here.
That's what rattled me when he goes, see you in October. I was like, okay, so they were junior hockey players. They meet at World Juniors.
Yeah.
Then they get drafted 1 and 2, but go back to juniors.
Apparently.
Which could happen. Like, usually those guys come up right away, but like.
It's not impossible.
So they go back to their junior teams.
Yeah.
Meet at World Juniors again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Then Shane goes, see you in October, meaning like for the beginning of our rookie seasons.
Yes.
But I was like, that is a long way away.
Way long. More than 6 months.
Yeah. So there was a little confusion there for me too.
But whatever. Now when he said see you in October, we meant see you at a commercial shoot for the new NHL.
Yep.
This is my favorite scene in the episode. We get a montage of them like skating into each other, like lining up for a face-off. I thought this was cute as hell.
Yeah, it was a great
Like
scene.
they start laughing with each other. Like the guys are like, come on guys, look intense, look serious. And they're new boot goofy.
Yeah.
I genuinely wonder if that was written or if like the actors were like, this is so funny that we keep doing this over. I thought it was great.
Yep. Great.
I thought it was great. I was like, this is real. That would happen. Even if they're bitter rivals, even if they're heated rivals, you would start laughing if you did that over and over again.
I was kind of,
great.
It was a good beat, but I was kind of confused how Ilya was like, this was my idea. I was like, this is a massive, what commercial is this? Like, this is a massive commercial and they weren't going to have Shane. And then you were like, invite Shane. And they were like, okay, look, we got him. That's great.
We got him. Now, come to my second favorite part.
Yep.
We're in the shower, boys. And
this is the scene where I realized what it was. That I was watching.
At this moment, you go, okay.
And I was watching with my girlfriend.
Okay.
I had to cover her eyes to protect her innocence of the male body.
So we get actually, right before that, we get Shane's mom saying that you're the youngest player that Montreal's ever signed to a deal. I love lines like that, dude. Because lines like that, I'm like, do the people who made the show have no idea what hockey is?
Yeah.
Or is that a line to service new fans who don't know what hockey is? I think probably the latter.
Because it also doesn't make any sense that he got drafted and then went back to juniors.
Oh, a full year has
So
passed.
I'm like, he's not even that young.
No,
dude. Like,
a full year
They
has
sign
passed.
kids. They
Yeah.
sign young kids
Yes.
all the time.
I think this is for hockey smut fans who don't really know that much about hockey to add to the stakes of like, this is big.
We are in the fictional world of the
This is
Major
true.
League Hockey, not the NHL.
This
So
is
maybe
true.
for Major League Hockey, they're recruiting
It could be
older.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So we get into the shower after the commercial, and we just get just a pure, like, hot, raunchy ass shot.
I was surprised he had been talking to his mom up in the concourse.
And then went and showered.
And then went and showered, too. I was like, did you get undressed? You took all your gear off, put your clothes
clothes
back
on.
Went to speak to your
went
mother.
to talk to mom, and then
like,
went, sorry, I got to go shower. Yeah, that happened.
Would have popped that shower right away.
So we get a great ass shot here, and let's call it what it is, boys. Ilya is dragging a wagon.
Is he a hockey player? Like,
He better be.
That was insane.
This actor's from Texas. That guy's got a fucking rump on
He's
him.
from Texas?
I think so, yeah. He's doing a great Russian
What an
accent.
accent.
Yeah. Ilya dragging a wagon. Massive ass on the guy. That's a hockey butt. That might be the most accurate hockey thing in the show. Ilya's ass.
Dude, correct. I could not take my eyes off.
For those who are unaware, hockey players, we got big butts. And Ilya's butt it's plaque worthy. The thing was huge. I loved it. So then we start jerking off in the shower.
Yes, we do, Dan.
Sean, at this point, you know what
I started
you know
to
what the show.
suspect that it wasn't just about hockey. At this point, I thought this is an unusual creative decision for this Mighty Ducks spinoff.
At this point, Sean was like, okay, I think something's going on here. So then there's an exchange. We're like, we're not doing this here. He says, come to my room. I think the hardest I laughed in this show was when Shane puts on a full suit, like jacket and tie, and he looks at himself in the mirror and he goes, "What are you doing, dude?" That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. That is what an insane. I thought I missed a part. I was like, oh shit, I must have not been paying attention for a second. Like, we have conflict here. He has a dinner that he has to go to. And then I was like, wait, is this for Ilya?
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah, I had the same thought where I was thinking, oh, is there like, are we going to be revealed that there's like a timing conflict or something like that? But no, he's just putting on a suit for his date.
Yeah.
The shower jack, just to be clear for me, that I wonder if that just felt like such a shot across the bow for the number 1 overall pick to do to the number 2 overall pick if you are not sure.
I think so. This is I've in preparation for this episode and after, I texted a lot of our gay friends and I was like, because I've heard before, some of my gay friends have told me that they'll be like walking in the grocery store and they'll make eye contact with a guy and like straight up it's like, come meet me in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I think the gay community has signals. They've got a sixth sense of gaydar.
Yeah, gaydar.
And I think when those two were trying to make themselves climax on exercise bikes and then sat for 2 straight minutes drinking water, staring at each other, the gaydar connected.
Okay.
So I think they knew.
I remember I was like, dude, if Shane Hollander is not gay in that moment, you are getting sued for the rest of your career.
No, I think
he's like,
I think Ilya knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll live in that world.
But then also you could spin zone that. Like if Shane Hollander is not gay and he was like, dude, Ilya Rozanov jerked off in front of me in the shower, Ilya could be like, this power move, dude.
Yeah, again,
I established dominance over
everyone's head. That's his reputation already, actually.
Yeah.
This was actually a genius play.
He does it to every player.
Yeah, and then some of them are gay and
there's no losing.
Yeah.
So we now get our first hookup scene and this scene this is the show. Yeah. Like when anyone is like, hey, what is this show? This is possibly, I would watch Game of Thrones on like an airplane. Mm-hmm. And there are scenes in like Thrones and shows like that where you're like, this is like, we're like having sex here. This is kind of uncomfortable. This is gay porn. Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine, like, if you're watching like my apartment, a lot of windows, guys. People can see into my apartment. And I'm like, dude, you got 2 slices of beefcake here rolling around butt naked in bed, blowing each other. And I'm like, if someone sees my TV screen, they're assuming I'm watching gay porn, not a hit TV show.
Yeah, not one of the best shows ever made.
Yeah. So they're like hooking up, they're blowing each other, and I've got to bring up something like easily my favorite part of the show. Number 1, I want to know what the Foley guy is doing with the dick sucking sounds. It is so gratuitous and graphic.
There's only one way to get that sound.
Sean,
absolutely.
Genuinely, I'm like, I don't know, man. That we might be doing Nolan practical effects here.
Absolutely correct.
But dude,
or their popsicle budget is fucking through the roof.
Yeah, true. Jesus Christ, dude, they're bankrupting Crave with the popsicle budget. I cannot tell you guys how fucking hard I was laughing.
I did not think you were going to say I was laughing.
Yeah, how hard I was. How hard I was. I was fucking bricked up.
I know what you're going to say, dude.
Do you?
I bet I do.
The writing decision, like, and I know.
Dude,
I know that this writing decision was like, yeah, this is hockey guys. This is what hockey guys do. The decision to have these two calling each other by their last names while they're fucking
100%.
Was fucking hysterical. Again, you can feel that they're like, this is what hockey guys would do. But like every time they're hooking up and they're being like, oh, Holland, fuck Rozanov. I was like,
the last name.
Funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Literally
I was
stunning.
dying. I was genuinely dying.
That was so perfect. And also in that scene, and maybe we need to poll the gay friend audience here because I'm just so curious. That was Shane's first time. Like Rozanov goes, "Is this your first time?"
Yeah.
With a guy.
Yeah.
And Shane's like, "Yes," which like fine, but your first time you go doorway blowy.
Yeah.
Like he walks in and Shane is immediately like, I'm getting down on my knees and blowing.
Yeah.
But these characters are like, in their prime, top of the line athletes.
They're alphas.
They don't wait around. They're
Yes,
motivated.
Sean.
They are highly ambitious.
Yes. Alphas, dude.
Then in that case, since he's been a high functioning athlete this whole time, I'm shocked. This is his first time. Now that feels unbelievable.
Well, what I love about it is Hollander's competitive, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, you know how, like, there's so many times in the show he's telling Rozanoff to fuck off. Like, he's competitive. He wants to make it seem like he knows what he's doing. Fake it till you make it, baby.
Sick story, honestly. Like, later in life.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is going to end. Hopefully they're married, but if not, he'll be with a bunch of the boys at a dinner party, and they'll be like, you know, who was your first hookup? What happened? When, you know, your first gay hookup?
Yeah.
How'd you come out? And he'll go, I actually grabbed the first overall pick in the NHL and gave him a doorway blowy.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, who's going to beat that?
Unbelievable. So we get, after their first hookup, we get another big time jump. Now these guys are in the league. These two are running the NHL at 18 years old, which we got, you know, this is Crosby Ovi.
It took me a long time to process that. It wasn't until they said their goals at All-Stars when they were like, you have 31 goals and 28 goals in February. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I was like, actually,
it's Sid and Ovi, baby.
It's Sid and Ovi.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're getting away with this.
So we get them at the skills competition, which just like the way they talked about the skills competition was so hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And we then have them doing the accuracy competition. Yep. Scott Hunter, veteran.
Yeah. Legend.
Sets an NHL record.
Yep.
On this on the accuracy competition, which is then promptly broken by Ilya Rozanoff, which is then promptly broken by Shane Hollander. Really amazing stuff. They then start chatting on the bench. Ilya skates by, tells him what room number he is. Way too close to Scott Hunter.
Outrageous.
Because I was thinking this too. Because Scott Hunter's reaction is like he's like smiling, and I'm like, oh, he heard, he knows. But then he's like,
Sean, sharp action by you. I think like episode 2-3, I think he does know. I think Scott,
a year later.
I think Scott Hunter is going to be our first player in this show that's like, yo, you are gay. You're hooking up with this guy. I also wonder maybe Scott Hunter's gay too.
That would be awesome.
Would be
Are they all? Is everyone in the MHL?
Everyone in the everyone in the MLH is gay.
I didn't like though how him being in the room next door didn't matter. Like when he was like,
I thought this was going to create
but maybe it will. This is a show, remember?
I know, but again, it's the too much time. If next year
that's
he goes
true,
like, I was actually in the room next to you guys last year.
You would want the reveal that he was next door to happen after the hookup if this was going to be the thing that he did find out.
Or
then
at least a hijinksy scene of him walking out and like Scott Hunter opening the door and he's like closes the door.
But he said that, and then really it only manifested himself as him saying a line of like, hey, Scott Hunter's next door. And that's it. And there was never any sort of like tension built around that.
That was free tension.
I think they brought it up way too much for this to not come up. And yes, it will be like a year or so later. But if Scott Hunter comes up to Shane and is like, dude, I know you're gay. And Shane's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I heard Rozanoff at the skills competition give you his room number. I was next door. I could hear you guys. I wouldn't be mad at that. Clapping, dude. Heard you guys clapping.
I think they could have done both though. I wanted a hijinksy scene of like, how am I going to get past? Dude, they also did that with Shane's mom and Ilya in the elevator. I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
She's on the way up too.
Yeah.
This is going to be tricky. And she goes, I'm going down actually. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you going down? Go up. And there's drama.
Dude, she's going down because she's going up because her son's going down.
Yeah.
I feel
Come on.
like the purpose of this show, the premise of this show is that it's secret gay lovers who are on opposite sides on competing teams. But like, we never actually, there's no friction at any point.
Sean,
really.
Well, there's plenty of friction, Sean.
Dude,
there's lots of
Sean,
friction.
friction.
There's not enough drama.
Yeah.
There's a lot of friction, not in the relationship.
Yeah.
This is not a like the name of this book and series is horrendous.
Yeah.
They are not rivals.
No, they
These
love
two
each other.
literally see each other one time and then immediately fall in love.
Well, not yet.
This
I'm
show-
hoping that they become rivals.
Oh,
This show should be star-crossed lovers.
Yeah. Or just like true love.
Yes.
One
A beautiful
soulmate,
romance.
soulmate.
It's called Soulmates. We're changing this show to be called Soulmates.
On episode 2 of Soulmates,
So-
two guys bang each other every time they see
We
each
also
other.
had a Tropic Thunder moment in this scene. They are hooking up. Shane's like, no, I don't want to have sex in here with fucking Scott Hunter next door. So they go, he goes, all right, 2 weeks. I'll see you in Montreal. Literally, Ilya says that. The next 10 seconds, Shane, it's like cut to Shane getting dressed and he goes, So remember way back when we talked about meeting in Montreal? So I was like, yeah, it was just set.
Right
We
now.
just talked.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I laughed out loud. I was like, what the fuck? So 2 weeks later, there's a big storm. Dude,
That actually bummed me out.
they talked about Boston. Boston hasn't been in the playoffs in a while. Boston's also flying commercial, dude.
Yeah.
The boys are down bad in Boston. They're sitting in fucking Logan Airport, and they're like, "This, oh, we can't take off." I'm like, "Oh yeah, dude, this NHL team is just flying JetBlue up to Montreal." Fucking brutal, dude. Absolutely brutal.
No lounge,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, and then how funny was the, I don't even know what it was for, but Pike on Montreal
Oh,
inviting Shane to dinner. That was the weirdest scene I've ever
That was
watched in
crazy.
my life. When he goes, "Oh, yes, dude, Jackie's obsessed with being the first wag to feed you."
Yeah.
I was like,
bird
dude,
food.
has anyone on this show talked to an NHL player before, dude? Like,
Dude, I also,
crazy.
like, has a game ever been snowed out in the history of the NHL?
I was
Genuinely,
thinking this as
I
well.
think it was Four Nations.
But
like, it didn't even get snowed out,
They
but,
got
like,
there. We
tr-
didn't
yeah,
get there.
yeah,
Like
true.
what we did. But,
People
like,
didn't.
Yeah, but like I don't know that a game has ever been snowed out. And I get that they wanted to create a missed connection, but I was just like a snowed out. Like
Yeah.
why wasn't? Here's an easy one. Shane gets hurt, or I forget who was traveling.
Yeah.
Ilya gets hurt, so they're like, "Hey, you're not going on this road trip. You're rehabbing for a week."
Is
And then
that
he-
what happened?
No, I'm saying that's such
Oh.
an easy like.
Oh,
You couldn't make it to Montreal.
no, but they need to
Snowed out.
listen. Yeah, I'm not arguing with you, but you can't have them get hurt because they need to be neck and neck.
He could still be neck and neck, dude. He's a prolific.
Miss one game,
He's a prolific.
or he
scorer.
could. Dude, he's a hothead. He could have taken
Sussy.
a game misconduct.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, after that, we were at our episode close here. 4 months late.
Yeah.
Big jump.
Big jump.
Hate to see it. Clearly, a hitch in the romance, but we now see the boys at the end of year awards.
Scott Hunter there.
Scott
What
Hunter
do you
is
think he's
there.
up for Hart? Probably.
Yeah, had to have been.
Probably.
We see Shane win Rookie of the Year. We also see just so much of the way Shane was calling Scott Hunter Mr. Hunter.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, no.
They're boys. They're
like,
boys.
what are you talking about? We then get the interaction up on the roof.
Mhm.
Shane's drunk. When he said, "All you do is beat me,"
Yeah.
to Ilya, I found that odd because the last 3 hockey interactions we've seen was all Shane beating Ilya.
In fact, I would say Ilya beats him in the first World Junior Gold.
Gets
and
drafted
then-
first overall.
Oh, and gets drafted.
But then
Shane wins World Junior
Shane
Gold.
beats him in World Juniors.
Shane
Shane
beats him at the accuracy competition. and
Shane-
Shane wins Rookie of the Year.
and is like in that press conference has more goal, is playing
yeah.
better, and then I'm like, Shane, you
win.
you beat him more.
Yeah.
Like that line was crazy. But they kiss on the roof. And end of episode, end of season 1 of their NHL careers.
No, you're missing one
Oh,
key
one
part.
vital beat. Dan.
vital beat, which is could be the seed of all the tension of the show, which is that our Russian player
Oh yes, I was going to get into this.
has
Big time
Svetlana.
Dude.
And big time money problems.
Big time money problems as well. But I was thinking about the girlfriend.
Great point. Guys, I'm sorry.
Lana
gay
was such a wrinkle. This, I've never read the book. I presume, and the way the show started, that this book is just like 2 gay guys banging.
yeah.
The fact that it was like, and also, there's a girl involved. I was like, oh wow,
Svetlana was
That's
shocking.
They gotta
Yeah.
throw someone in there for the straights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what-
was it a
true.
Gotta get
bit?
that straight audience.
Like, is it a bit by him? Like, is he like, I'm gay, this is a beard situation, or do
I
you think
think-
it's going to be real, where he's like, oh, I'm bi, I'm banging everybody?
well, at the same time, like
Good
it's
point.
weird
He
because
could be fluid.
I think that he's probably bi, and that he has this like real relationship with Svetlana, because in reality he's only hooking up with Shane like once every 6 months.
That's true.
So he's
Oh,
just
true.
Shane's the other man.
Yeah. Shane is a home run.
a side piece.
Shane's a homewrecker, but he doesn't know he's a homewrecker.
Yeah.
because
I
Shane
mean-
clearly cares a lot about the Russian dude. I keep forgetting his name.
Ilya.
Yeah.
Ilya.
But and like, dude, the fact that Svetlana can fly from Russia to Boston and get into his apartment
Ooh, good
means
point.
that they're
Very
like
weird.
That's-
they're close, dude.
And that's why they have money problems.
Yeah,
They're making
yeah.
decisions like that.
interesting. It was cool. A lot of depth for the families. Russian kid, money problems, like bad dad, drug addict brother. Shane, I thought it was a good stuff with his mom. His mom's like an endorsement freak.
Well, she's a crazy hockey mom.
Yep. I might have missed the very beginning. Do they give you a year?
Yes, it starts in December 2008.
2008. Okay, that makes sense because when that scene,
Did it really say that?
Yeah,
2008.
2008. And I was keeping track with it, but every 5 seconds they go 3 months, 6 months, 2 weeks.
Are we going to end this show in like 2025? Are there going to be new actors?
Yes. And it really is Sid Novi because it's
Correct.
mid-2000s. But this is actually a really funny solipsism thing that happened to me last night. I missed that announcement that it was 2008. And then Shane goes, sorry, I'm late. Dude, for also insane scene when he has lunch with his parents and he walks in and they're like this, you're never late. I'm like, it's just
lunch.
Just kind of like, hey, mom.
Relax. Also, his dad, you know what? I actually had written down.
Me too. This I was about to say.
Okay.
This is why I had solipsism because he goes, I was in a YouTube rabbit hole and his dad is like, what is YouTube?
I'm so glad you just mentioned that because I was actually going to call that out for like being the dumbest thing in the world.
Yep.
Like his dad being like, YouTube?
Yes, dude. So
what YouTube? I was like, are you a caveman? What has happened?
And then hilariously, I finished my Heated Rivalry viewing.
Yeah.
Pop on 4 Christmases. I'm just plowing through Christmas movies.
Sure.
Watch that. 4 Christmases ends. It's pretty late at night. And I think I was maybe watching Hulu. Hulu like rolls into just another movie, which was The Proposal.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds, Sandra Bullock.
Sure.
Masterpiece. And I just was kind of like living my life, woodworking, and Sandra, neither of us were really watching. It was just still on. And then in that movie, Sandra Bullock is like screaming at somebody and Ryan Reynolds is right here. And she's like, and if you don't, I'm going to record this and put it on that. And like she looks over at Ryan Reynolds and she's like, what's that video site everyone loves now? And he's like, YouTube. I think it's YouTube. And
that
she's
movie
like,
came out in 2008.
YouTube. Yeah, and I was like, what is going on in my life right now that I am only watching mid-2000s pieces that are confused about what YouTube is? And look at where YouTube is now. If they only knew, dude. I couldn't believe those lines.
The one sponsorship that she needed, that Shane's mom needed, was YouTube.
Yeah,
so true.
She didn't know.
So true.
She should have known better.
So anyway, folks, that is episode 1 of Heated Rivalry.
Of Soulmates.
Truly true of Soulmates. Heated Rivalry, now called Soulmates. Let's get into our awards. Let's start with Too Horned Up. John?
It's got to go for the fellatio scene for me. That was, I think, I'd be surprised if that wasn't also your, are we going to say favorite horned up scene?
Yes.
Yeah, we could say our favorite or just a moment where we're like, this is crazy. That's a good one. I'll go next because I'm piggybacking off of you. Mine is their second hookup after the skills competition.
Ooh.
Where wait. I think it was there. Maybe it was the first hookup. Either way, when Shane just full on nuts in Ilya's mouth.
Oh, dude, I just said that.
That being included in a television show was crazy. I was like, dear God. Like, and it was not, if you looked away, you might have missed it. Like, that was a plot point.
Yeah, because he was like, don't. And he's like, I got it. And he's like, I don't mind.
All well calling him by his last name.
Yeah. Dude, so
That's
I thought,
fucking awesome.
I thought you were going to say shower and I was going to pivot to that.
Yeah.
So since you've mentioned that, I will mention shower just because that was so, I was like, holy shit, dude. I knew what the show was about, but I was like, I'm curious to see how this relationship blossoms. And then they're in the shower and he starts cracking stick in front of him. And I was like, oh.
What a way to get us into, like, what a way to be like this. Get ready, dude. Strap on for the show.
That's
literally
romantic.
strap on.
That's the 2025 Call Me By Your Name. That's romance.
Yep.
Correct.
Yes,
correct. Well, apparently 2008.
2008 Call Me By Your Name.
But they had to wait to deliver it to us in this way. But really remarkable. Okay. Give me, Chris, why don't you start with the what the fuck are we doing here?
What are we doing? Mine was both of them breaking the accuracy record at the All-Star game that Scott Hunter had set, and then Shane broke it by a full second. Like they were like, oh yeah, I know they're good, but it's one of those like, well, I don't want to. Never mind, I can't say that on camera. But it was like you'll see stuff in the hockey writing world, that I'm like,
you didn't have to go that.
You didn't need to do
insane.
that.
Like I know you're trying to say they're good.
Yes.
They don't need to break back to the same NHL
Yes.
record back to back. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
fuck off.
My what the fuck are we doing here was we get a game between the two teams. Really the only game between Boston and Montreal that we see. And there's this whole to-do about everyone on the broadcast and on the bench going, oh my God, are we doing it? Are they going to give the people they want? And I was like, what is possibly about to happen here? And then it's literally just a center ice face-off between the two of them. And then it cuts to a press conference where they're going, Shane, you scored a goal off the face-off against Rozanoff.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, it was a good goal. And they're like, yeah, but it was against Rozanoff. And I'm like, does no one here know how hockey works? Like, you don't score off another player, first of all, ever.
Yep.
And second of all, off a face-off from... They kept going, you scored off the face-off. It was at center ice.
It was at center ice. And like,
I assure you, a lot had to happen before that goal went
and
in.
they've taken, they're two centers. It's those 40 seconds of the game. They've surely taken a face-off.
Certainly.
They're like, the people have been clamoring for a face-off.
I was like, what is happening here?
Insane.
Remarkable.
I think I'm going to have to... I mean, I don't know about the technicalities of hockey in
Sure.
the same way you guys do, but I feel like they missed an opportunity with the team names.
Oh, yeah. What are they?
The team names are the Montreal Metros and the Boston Raiders.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they
Right.
should have just went all in on like the gay terminologies, and it should have been like the Boston Bears and the Ottawa Otters.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love this take.
What a great call, Sean. That would have been awesome.
And the Boston team at the Bruins right now.
Yeah.
So it actually would have been hilarious.
Just call them Bears.
Yeah, that's what he said. Boston.
Yeah,
Bears.
yeah, yeah.
That's
No,
so
I'm
good.
saying, like, yeah, you're absolutely right.
So
wow,
good.
great call.
I
And
love
at a
that,
certain
dog.
point, I was like, would the NHL really be like, you could change the logos, change everything
Yeah.
else. Would they really be mad about the names? Probably, but I don't know.
No, that would have been so funny, dude.
I think they would
love
have been, yeah. think
I
it would've
love
been good.
that take. All right, and Dan, what do you got for?
Do I
love
love this?
this.
Do I love this? I've got two. I already mentioned I loved the face-off commercial. I thought it was great.
Yep.
I thought it was just a good beat in the show. Good acting. But I think mine is going to go to the Ilya's Russian friends storyline. I'm curious where that's going to go.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Him being like a young Russian kid, getting out of Russia, joining the NHL, making his dreams come true, but still dealing with this. Like, he's got his dad breathing down his neck, and now is that his friend or is his brother?
It's his brother.
I think it might be his
He
brother.
kept being like, Dad's
But, like,
calling.
Yeah, like his family is like hounding him for money. He already gave him his full bonus. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah,
I
he snorted his whole bonus.
I like this storyline.
What do you got, Sean?
Well, there was two moments that hit me like a brick wall. The first, of course, was the shower scene
Yes.
with the full nudity and masturbation.
Yes.
The second was the reveal of Svetlana.
Yeah.
Svetlana.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I wasn't expecting that.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very eager to see where that goes. Also, need to shout out the cinematography. Fantastic.
Fantastic, of course, Sean.
Fantastic.
I
Love to
got
hear it.
one I was like, I actually think that was good, and two did make me laugh. In the initial hookup when Shane blows Ilya, and then Ilya pretends to leave. Like he gets,
Yeah, that
like
was
later,
funny.
dude. And Shane's like, "Are you kidding me?" And then he's like, "You think I'm asshole?"
Yeah.
I was like,
Classic banter.
That was good.
That was good
I really like
banter.
that. And then even though the Shane's line at the end was stupid about it, I think it's cool that they're like rookie of the yearing, first overall picking. Like, I think it's cool that you're like, you got first overall pick, I won rookie of the year.
Yeah.
That is actually a fun web we're weaving,
Yeah.
which makes the title try to make more sense.
Totally. So that wraps up our episode 1 breakdown of Heated Rivalry. I will also say that going into this, I was like, I have a feeling this show is going to be absolutely absurd in all the best ways and have just a light dusting of hockey.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really, this is not a hockey show.
No.
And then we went in and we watched episode 1 and I was like, oh, I was 100% correct in my assumption. This show is out of control in all the best ways.
Yes.
Like, what a time.
What a time
It's
to
a
be
roller
alive.
coaster ride. Can't wait for episode 2. Cannot wait. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the professors.
It's Christmas time, and that means I want hockey gear, please. So, of course,
Of course, that means Bauer, because the holiday selection at Bauer.com is a curated destination that helps shoppers find the perfect gifts for everyone and to put them under the Christmas tree, because I can picture a stick, new bucket, new gloves. Oh my God, new gloves at Christmas. I could cry. I could start crying right now. That's actually how I feel. So I want you to get that feeling too, because it's the perfect gift. It's the perfect gift for every type of fan, player, anything you need. They got custom gear, which means you can get unforgettable, personalized gifts for the hockey players in your life. You can save more because they have can't miss savings on everything from the pro level equipment all the way down, right? They got the top of the line stuff, but if you want those mid tiers, so that's what I'm getting these days. I'm a beer league beauty. You get those, you get can't miss savings. It's unbelievable. And there's free shipping over $99 orders. There's extended returns during the holidays. There's digital gift cards. It makes this so simple and worry-free that you'd be a fool of the highest order to not go to Bauer.com and check it out. And they have a stick and skate buying guide, so it can help you shop. If you're looking to try to get something for your kids and you don't know what they want, check out the guides. They've got you dialed. Of course, we've been rocking the Pulse since it came out. It's my favorite stick. It is so awesome. And God, one of those wrapped with a little ribbon, that would look absolutely incredible. So what I need you to do is give the gift of hockey this year and visit Bauer.com and check out their holiday gift guides, because it's going to make your holiday stress-free. Savings, custom gear, Bauer.com. Shop early, shop Bauer.
Silence your cell phones, take out your books, because it is time for Professors Puckline. Was that you silencing your cell phone?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Unbelievable, sir. We have another delicious, delectable week of games, of picks, of potential action. But first, we have to check in and see how we did last week.
As always, we start with the mega parlay.
Yes, we do indeed.
Avs, yes. Panthers, yes. Devils, no. Habs, yes. Sens, no. Bolts, no. Canes, yes. Mammoth, no. Kings, yes. Oil, yes. Wild, no. Spunk, no. 6-6.
A classic 500 display.
Daniel, 4-0.
Not bad.
Daniel, 4-0.
Not bad for Professor Daniel. 4-0.
Professor Feeney, Professor Christopher, 1-3 each. Not our best.
Gentlemen, I need better from you.
4-0.
I need
Daniel.
slightly better from you.
It's even when I'm doing the research, I fail. When I just spit at it, I fail. When I go the opposite, when I fade the opposite of what I think it should be, I still fail. So I'm literally just going to let ChatGPT choose for me from now.
Excellent.
Professor,
We're not banned in this classroom.
Yes. We are supporters of ChatGPT. And Professor Feeney, welcome to gambling, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to gambling. That is how it happens.
And then again, the life on the line.
We were very, very close to hitting
Parlay.
a 4-leg parlay.
Avs, yes. Canes, yes. Wild, yes. Sens, no. Christopher, how many times will you bet against the Blues? Quite literally, only win
Pesky.
hockey games if I bet against them.
The pesky
I've never seen anything
St.
like it.
Louis Blues.
Blues fucked me again.
Dear Lord.
Fucked me right.
We're watching too much heated rivalry.
Yes, sir. So that brings us to the Friday fade. Now, recall, last week we put the fade up against the split.
Yes.
Which was a fool's errand, it appears.
We got too big for our britches, as some might say. We went four in a row on the fade. We were hot. We were red hot. We had to try it again.
And the split,
And here we
split is a powerful thing. The split, in fact, is more powerful than the fade. And we learned the hard way. But
Yes.
the split, you always fear the split. We did not heed the split. We tried to fade the split. It was incorrect. We lost. This week, there are only two matchups on Friday. Hawks at Blues, Kraken at Mammoth.
Now,
This is an interesting...
this is an interesting situation, because it doesn't quite feel like either a very obvious fade.
Here's
It
the problem. Here's the problem, Daniel. The Blues should be the fade. If I was a fading man, I would be fading the Blues, because surely the Hawks
Indeed.
will beat the Blues.
Indeed.
However, every time I bet against the Blues, they win. So is it even a fade if I don't even know how to think about this?
They are at home. Now, every time we bet against the Mammoth win.
So it's a complicated fade.
But I will say that
The fade wants the Blues or it wants the Kraken.
the Kraken have lost 5 in a row.
So surely
The spunk has dried up.
the spunk The spunk
And there is
cannot
nothing
shoot.
worse.
The spunk will not be shooting.
There is nothing worse than dry spunk.
in the Mormon land.
There's-
Mormon land, where spunk are
It's
plenty.
on the sheets everywhere.
Spunk are plenty in Mormon land, but dry spunk is unappealing.
Given that every time I bet against the Mammoth win, the Kraken have lost 5 in a row to date, it feels as though the clear
Friday
fade shall be the Seattle Kraken spunk money line defeating the Utah Mammoth. Let us try to get back on track with the Friday fade. Now, class, I know what you're thinking. I know that you are saying to yourself, these gentlemen have won nothing. These professors, they've won. Well, that is until we get to the Saturday Selly of last week. We said that the oil would destroy the Jets. Jets need oil to work,
Yes,
Professor. They are dependent on it. That was in fact true. The Oils glided to a 6-2 victory, and of course, our German stallion Leon Draisaitl cashed our anytime goal scorer. We cannot miss on the Saturday Selly.
I cannot believe how few people are trailing the Selly when it pays you money every week.
Every single week. Now, talk to us about the matchups this Saturday.
This Saturday, you know I love a home game, Daniel, and there were
You do.
3 appealing ones to me. Kirill Kaprizov on Saturday, he plays at home versus the Senators. And then Connor Bedard, he plays at home versus the Wings. And Nathan McKinnon plays at home versus the Preds. Now, Daniel, an interesting thing is we were burned by the split, but we also learn from the split. This is class after.
This is a classic case of burn and learn.
Burn and learn, Daniel. I've said that many times.
Sir, it is it's your mantra.
I've always said that. Now, Daniel, what happened to the Preds Avs today is Wednesday. What happened
on Tuesday night?
Tuesday night.
The Nashville Predators won that game.
And
And you know who did not score?
Did the league's leading goals.
Do you know who did not score? Nathan McKinnon.
So, this Saturday, when we have a split in front of our face, the Avs will beat the Preds, and Nathan McKinnon will score a goal, burn and learn.
Dare I say he might even have a hat trick?
Hat-trick parlay. Hat-trick jackpot. Hat-trick jackpot with BetMGM.
Nathan McKinnon at home against the Nashville Predators will be our Saturday Selly anytime goal scorer pick. We'll see if we can go, what is this now, 4 in a row? If we get this one.
I think I believe so.
It must be. Now, again, we had our Sunday hat trick. Parlay! Another victory.
And
Some of the sharpest
this-
action
this
you will ever see.
could not have been more sharp. The tip of a quill is less sharp than this.
Dull in comparison, sir.
Dull. We said out loud the Caps will be tired from the West Coast swing. They will not be able to score many goals. We said the Blue Jackets are one of the lowest scoring teams in the league going up against the league's greatest tender. They will not be able to score any goals. This surely will be a hammer fuck under Capitals money line. And then the Capitals won 2-0, sharp as a quill. And then we said Tom Wilson point, which he cashed with an assist on the first goal of the game. You had won the bet nearly immediately.
Instantly, folks. Instantly.
That is a parlay winner, people.
Now, our Sunday hat trick parlay this week. Is there anything you like?
Since doing this, overs, I used to live for overs, and now they terrify me.
They're quite rare. Quite rare.
However, you whispered a goal-scoring bonanza into my ear that had me quite tickled.
I do believe, sir, that the Edmonton Oilers visiting the Montreal Canadiens could be ripe with goals. Both teams give up a lot of goals. Both teams score a lot of goals.
Habs shambolic at home this year. 7-8-1.
Yes.
Unacceptable at the Bell Center with RE.
I do believe we might see an over. We might see an Edmonton money line, and of course, Connor McDavid point.
Leg 1, Oilers. Leg 2, over, let's say 5.5? Or do you want to tickle it up even higher?
5.5.
Over 5.5 and leg 3, Connor McDavid.
We're back on the overs. Oilers money line, over 5.5 and a Connor McDavid point. That will be your Sunday hat trick parlay.
Gentlemen, the Saturday Live on a Beach mega parlay.
Here we are.
Let's hit one, shall we? Let's hit one and we all get rich.
Gentlemen, above 500 is the goal this week.
I believe me. It starts with me, I believe. Christopher, Ducks at Devils. Ducks. Professor Feeney, Sens at Wild.
Let me see here. ChatGPT says Sens.
Sens, yes.
Incredible.
Daniel, Sharks at Pens.
I will take the Sharks.
Oh, Christopher, Bolts at Isles. Interesting. Bolts, please. ChatGPT, Professor Chat, Oil at Leafs.
Ooh, that's going to be a fun matchup. Honestly, both the Oilers and the Leafs have been pretty strong this season, so it could go either way. If I had to guess, I'd say the Leafs might have a slight edge playing at home, but the Oilers could definitely pull off the win if their offense is clicking. It should be a good one.
No, you got to pick
You
one.
have to pick one. This is ridiculous.
All right, if I have to commit, I'll go ahead and pick the Leafs. I think their home advantage and their lineup might just give them the edge on Saturday.
I'm not convinced, but I'll go with it.
Never been more certain the other thing will happen after that shambolic performance. Horrendous.
What service was that, sir?
That was ChatGPT.
Every person that all my American friends, every American that I know has some GPS or Siri, and it's always a British accent or an Australian accent.
An Irish Professor Feeney.
Professor
has
Feeney's
a
Valley Girl.
A Valley Girl. ChatGPT
It's
voice.
the craziest thing I've
Earlier
ever
we had ChatGPT allowed in our classroom. Now I might ban it after that performance. That was horrendous.
Craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
If the Leafs win, we all have to give up, and ChatGPT is going to pick all of our future bits.
Live on a Beach ChatGPT parlay. I actually love that. That's a great segment idea. Daniel, Habs at Rags.
I will take the Rangers.
Christopher, Canes at Flyers. Ooh, Flyers, actually, I think, have been delightful. I'm going Flyers. Professor Feeney, Knights at Jackets.
I personally, Sean Buffini, will go for Knights.
Yes. Daniel, Caps at Jets.
I will take the Capitals.
Christopher, Wings at Hawks. Wings, please. Professor Feeney, Panthers at Stars.
I'll take Stars.
Stars. Daniel, Preds at Avs.
The Avalanche, sir.
Christopher, Flames at Kings. We will go Kings. So I believe Ducks, Sens, Sharks, Bolts, Leafs, potentially Leafs,
Rangers,
Rags, Flyers, Knights, Caps, Wings, Stars, Avs, Kings.
That is our Live on a Beach parlay. Now it is time for the Life on the Line parlay. We had some success with our Christmas spirit, so we shall do it again.
Allow me, sir, to go first because yours are better than mine. But Daniel rhymed. Christmas rhymed. Last week, both hit. I didn't rhyme. I fucked us. So I've created a little jingle for my Life on the Line picks. First game, Avalanche versus Predators. On a Predators road trip of late, their GM said, "Not you two." When suiting up against Kale and Nate, the players say, "Not you two."
Unbelievable, sir.
Avs money. Knights versus the Blue Jackets. Vegas on the road. They've been very good on the road.
Yeah,
Vegas on the road has been bucking the trend. The games are often won. Marner and Jack won't let that pattern end, but I do feel bad for myself. Vegas money line.
Young Adama. Brilliant, sir. I love it. So we have Avs money line and Vegas money line.
Yes.
Now for the other two, we have the Flames at Kings. The downtown LA streets get a dose of new heat as the Flames venture down to the coast. They've won 3 in a row, that team from the snow, but it's the Kings who I like the most. On a heater or not, the Flames won't be hot, and Calgary will be wearing a frown. LA's on the piss, so they surely can't miss, and the Kings will be wearing the crown. Kings, moneyline. Now the Ducks at Devils. Ducks flying east to take on a beast, where they have bodies buried under the rock. Jersey stopped their collapse. Now a good run, perhaps, with their pitchforks aimed at the flock. But the Duckies are fun with a bunch of young guns, and New Jersey still lacking Jack. So suffice to say, it won't be Jersey's day, and the victors' call shall be a quack. Ducks.
Delightful. We have Kings, Ducks, Avs, Knights. Life on the line. Enjoy your riches.
We continue to bat 50% with all of these picks.
Lucrative bets.
Every week. And many of you think this is a joke. Do not tail. You think our accents are silly and ridiculous, so you don't take us seriously.
Perhaps Lady ChatGPT from Encino will convince you.
And you are leaving money on the table. Join the professors, watch the professors, and please enjoy.
Now let's take an ad break, and we shall return.
It's mid-December, and if you are sitting there struggling, trying to figure out what gift to get for your loved ones, and you're thinking to yourself, how am I possibly going to find something that means something, that looks like I put in a ton of effort? Well, look at this. Aura Frames has you covered. This is the gift that's going to make it look like you had this planned for months and months and months, maybe even years. It is the greatest picture frame gift you could possibly get, because it is just letting you put any picture you want right from your phone right onto this bad boy. All you got to do is get the Aura Frame app. And here's the thing. You've got unlimited free photos and videos that you can put into your Aura Frame. You can also do it before it even arrives. So if you get this for someone while it's shipping, you can get the pictures ready to go. So when you're opening it during the holidays, you're not opening an empty frame. Boom. You're opening a frame with some of your greatest memories you could ever imagine on there. You're going to blow people's minds. Your friends, family, loved ones, whoever it is, they're going to love this thing, because we all take pictures. We've all got these amazing memories. They're some of the most personal things we have now. With our phones, our smartphones, cameras all the time, everyone is filming and photographing everything. And we always want to revisit those, but things get lost in your camera roll. You can't find, not anymore. You take these perfect pictures, your favorite memories, you immediately upload them. You can have this constant, unlimited amount of photos and videos that you're going to be scrolling through, looking at, that are going to pop up on this beautiful, unbelievable frame. You can display it anywhere in your house, in your office, wherever you want. And these new beautiful moments are just going to pop up. It's the best, most emotional gift that you can get anyone, because it is so personalized. You can have messages in there when it arrives. And when you get it delivered to you, there's no price tag. It's in a perfect box. Each one of them, fantastic. This is a no-brainer gift. Everyone is going to love it. So for a limited time, you're going to save on this perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code EMPTYNETTERS at checkout. Again, that's auraframes.com and promo code EMPTYNETTERS. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
When I'm sitting here in the studio and I need that dog in me, I turn to a mug every single time, because mug is absolutely delicious. These are stocked at the office. I'm not kidding. We have an entire fridge now of mug, and I hammer the no caffeine, no sugar mug every day like it is my J-O-B. It is that good. It is that amazing. And listen, I'm telling you, when I have a late beer league game, I need a little pick-me-up, right? I need a little pick. I have a long day of work. I go home, I eat dinner, I'm digesting, I'm tired, and I think, God, if only I had a dog in me, I could get up for this beer league game. But instead, I don't have a dog in me. And then, boom, snap a mug open. It unleashes the dog that has been inside me the whole time. I take off. I get to beer league. I absolutely dominate. And by that, I mean I hold my own, but it's fine. I'm doing the best I can. And I could only do that because of Mug Root Beer. That is how I get fired up to play beer league. It gets me through everything. I have that dog in me, and I want you to have that dog in you too, because then you can be holding your own in beer league also. So the next time you're craving something cold, frothy, and packed with unapologetic flavor, I want you to crack open a Mug Root Beer. Find Mug Root Beer at your local store or head to mugrootbeer.com/find-mug to find out how you can get your paws on some mug, and be sure to throw them a follow online at Mug Root Beer.
We are back, and we're going to close out this episode with a nice game that we call Connective Tissue. This is where it's my turn.
Yep.
I will take two players whose names connect. Brandon, Carl Logan Couture is the example we always use. Two players, their names connect. Going to read a bio of the two players to connect them. CP is going to try to guess it. CP, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, here we go. Here's our player. As a second-round pick, this player became one of the NHL's top defensemen, winning gold in 2014 with Canada and winning a Norris Trophy. His big personality is a hit with some and pisses off others, but we loved it when he came on the Empty Netters podcast. He then became the first ever player from his home country to play in the NHL, where he then won 2 Stanley Cups, 2 Selkies, and 3 Lady Bings to go with his multiple All-Stars and being considered the greatest player ever for this one franchise.
Holy shit. Okay, first one is a Canadian defenseman, second-round pick, won gold in 2014, big personality.
Some love it, some don't.
And was on the show.
Yes.
Okay, so that 2014, that was after Golden Goal, but was the Oshie year.
Sochi year.
Yep.
Oh, but Oshie, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay, so a Canadian defenseman, big personality, second-round pick that won goal and is or not necessarily still playing. Okay. And then the second guy is a dude who is the only NHL player from his country.
First ever NHL player.
First ever NHL player from his country, and won like 1 million awards.
Won 2 Stanley Cups, 2 Selkies, 3 Lady Bings, multiple All-Stars. And is considered by many as the greatest player ever for this one franchise that he's played for.
Oh, interesting. So not just his country, but also one franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Best player for each franchise.
What do you mean each franchise?
I'm just trying to. I'm going down the franchises. I almost feel like it's a new team.
No.
Really? Okay. Well, it's not an original 6 because there's been no new best players for that franchise on an original 6 team. Actually, maybe cry.
No.
Okay. And he's from somewhere weird. Is it very weird? It's a weird place.
Well, it's not a weird place, but
isn't it weird?
No.
It must be weird.
It's an absolutely lovely place.
It must be so fucking weird. No one would want to be from there. Oh, wait.
He's got it, folks.
No, I don't have it, but isn't there someone, can you tell me if this is right? Isn't there someone from like an island nation that you're like, oh,
it's not that.
Okay. Is that true though? I feel like there's someone who's like, maybe I'm technically from blank.
You know what's ironic is I think you're thinking of the first player.
Oh, interesting. The defense.
It's like his mom is from there.
Okay.
Even though he's Canadian.
He's Shane Hollander. Okay, best player on a franchise. I'm not cheating. I'm just looking at the NHL standings.
Sure.
I'm just trying to think about teams. Standings. Best player on these franchises.
Don't forget, the first guy is also friend of the program.
Yeah, right. Okay, a Canadian defenseman that has come on the show.
Has won a Norris.
Won a cup? It hasn't won a cup.
Has not won a cup.
Personality. And, I got the first one.
Good.
I think the first one is PK Subban. Okay, so
Ban. Best player on a franchise. Oh, I guess it could start with "and" though. It could be like, because sometimes it's you got to figure out which part matters. No. Selkies.
You should really have it by now.
Selkies, Lady Bings. Is he in the league?
Yep.
Selkies, Lady. How many Selkies? 2?
Yes. 2 Selkies.
Say PK's name the way you want me to say it.
You know it.
Subban. Okay. I don't know if this is right about
You come on, dude.
the nation.
You definitely know.
It can't be right.
Yes, it can.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
What team are you thinking?
The Kings.
Say it.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I think it is. I'm going to mess up the pronunciation of both these names to make it right.
Well, it's not a hard "an."
Yeah, Subban. Yeah, like that. PK Subban's Anze Kopitar. Anze Kopitar.
PK Subanja Kopitar.
Yeah.
PK Subanja Kopitar.
PK Subanja Kopitar.
How
Dude,
about that?
That is a sick one. There is no way he's the first
First
player.
Slovenian in NHL history.
That's fucking crazy.
Isn't that awesome?
That is an incredible stat. I didn't know that.
Incredible stat. Incredible stat. Incredible stat. Incredible get. Incredible episode. That's going to do it for us here at the Empty Netters podcast. Hope you enjoyed that heated rivalry review. Unbelievable. We'll get into episode 2 next week. Let's have a great weekend. Take those professor picks. If you guys aren't riding the professor picks, I don't know what you're doing. Go buy some merch. Subscribe to the YouTube. Share this podcast with your friends during the holiday season. Please, let's pump those numbers up. Let's pump them up. We love you guys. Enjoy the weekend. Stay safe. Until next week, skate hard.